Excuse me. Um, cats are in there fighting. I'm trying to think of something. Get some words in. Some random words. Cool black shirt. It is. It's black. This shirt is black. The shirt I've had on for about an hour. And I already have cat hair all over the fucking thing. Just kills you, Frank. Just kills you. The best part of it, it says, "To overkill." That's the band name. It says established 1980, and it says New Jersey on the bottom. The fifth of the Big Five, yeah. Although after siding with Billy Milano, they might have slipped into number four. Now, I think Testament would be five, and Overkill would be six. No, I think Overkill would be five, and Testament would be six. Followed by those 80,000 shitty thrash bands that came around that time. No, Exodus would be in there. So there's my top seven. Right? I know, right? Totally forgot about Exodus. Although if the professor was here, he would say they're not a thrash band. Biohazard, not a hardcore band. Other than that, I can't think of any other bands that I actually like. I'm going to tell you what the problem was, in case you wanted to know. Most of these bands had awful, awful singers. Great guitar sound, they all sounded the same. I think Exodus would probably be consensus pick for the fifth South by Southwest. Yeah, I would vote Overkill. If you're looking at what they've done, probably sales and also Exodus. You have the Kirk Hammett, you have the Metallica thing there. Slayer, you have Gary Holt. So I think right now you're going to put Exodus as number 5 based on that alone. However, as far as I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. If you were going to put, if you were going to give me my top 4 based on songs, based on career, that's a tough one. You know what I'm saying? What would be your top 4 in order? They also balance out the East Coast, West Coast thing also. Yeah. Like a frigging, like a rap gang wars stuff. Like that time Dave Mustaine shot Lars Ulrich in Vegas. Oh, wait, no. See, Metallica has had nothing really good since... Once the Black Album came out, I was done with them. There's a song here or there. But otherwise, no. But the argument is those first 4 albums are just fucking incredible. Okay? Slayer, same, like those first 4 albums are incredible, and then they just kind of like, Chuck Billy shot a shoe mistaking it for John Bush, exactly. Megadeth, same thing, the first 4 albums. Anthrax is where it gets a little dicey. Okay? Because after Slayer would slip way down my list, yeah. Anthrax has not aged well to me. So Spreading the Disease, phenomenal album. I even like Fistful of Metal, great album. I love the Armed and Dangerous EP when that came out. But then when, after that, there's like one or two good songs on each album, but not any of the albums. I was not a big fan of Among the Living when that came out. I'm still not a huge fan. There's a couple of really good songs on it. Some of the John Bush songs, I think, work. Like maybe 3 or 4 of them. Only. Great song. But they would definitely slide down that list. I think Overkill has had much better songs than Anthrax. So definitely Overkill would be over Anthrax. Megadeth didn't get good until Peace Sells. Well, that first album was just Let Me Make Some Noise, and the, what do you call it, like the first Slayer album, the production was just god awful. Peace Sells, phenomenal album. That is a perfect album for me. That's a great one. Then the next couple albums have mostly good songs, and then he just gets into the Dave Mustaine politics and the other stuff, and I don't think that really holds up all that well. So, I mean, who knows? The personal ranking is probably Anthrax, Metallica, Overkill, Exodus, Megadeth. In that order. Wow, Anthrax first. I'm still going to put Metallica first, only because of those first 4 albums really set the bar for the other ones. I would do Metallica, Slayer, Overkill, Megadeth, Anthrax, Exodus. And then all those other 90,000 other thrash metal bands. And then number 1 obviously would be Cinderella or Poison. Either way. Somebody on Metallica loses points for the 90s and early aughts. Yeah, I don't even count all that stuff, but it's just those first 4 albums are still just so far, in my mind, so far above everything else. Somebody's like complaining, oh, Metallica, Lars sucks as a drummer. Who cares? He held a freaking beat. The rest of it was so amazing. You didn't need friggin' the dude from Rush in there playing all kinds of crazy shit. Ridiculous. I've been watching this guy who brings in drummers who have never heard certain songs. and he strips the drum track out and he plays the song a couple times for them, lets them listen to it, and then they have to jump in and basically play the drums, whatever they think. And the best one yesterday was John Stamos playing Last Resort. He had never heard that song. And he did he's doing all kinds of crazy fills and shit. It's very interesting. Oh, I've seen a few of those weird. Some of them are good. Some are like, no, you have never heard this song, or you don't even know this genre of music. Like, you're just doing kind of. Stuart Copeland of the Police did one. I don't remember what it was, and I was just like, that's nothing like, you're doing like a jazz beat to like some heavy metal song. It just doesn't even sound right. Hit or miss. Anyway, I'm just writing random words. Tom finished his chapter a few minutes ago, so I don't have time to sit and read it. How boring would that be, just me sitting here just reading? Ooh. Oh. Tom is not feeling all that well. Tom's having some issues, so be nice to him today. Send him a hug and a kiss. I'm supposed to be getting an order of coffee and a book coming in, so hopefully this afternoon I will be doing an unboxing. I'm also trying to clean up my shelves so that I can basically do a video of it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm never going to do the video because I haven't finished my bookshelves behind me to make them nice and pretty. Do you ever feel like the universe is trying to tell Skid Row that Sebastian Bach belongs in Skid Row? Also, Skid Row ranks higher than Slayer. In my list of musical bands, I agree with that. And that's just based on the Jersey thing, and it's just based on those couple albums and the EP, basically. There's Nick. Yeah, we need Nick Zinn's Big Five. Speaking of nice and pretty, exactly. What's your Big Five, Nick? Frank's is what was Frank's? Frank's is Anthrax, Metallica, Overkill, Exodus, then Megadeth. That's his list. My list was I don't remember what my list was. My list was Metallica, based on those first four albums. Then Slayer. Then I think then Megadeth, then Overkill, then Anthrax, then Exodus. Or maybe Exodus was over Anthrax. I don't remember. Yeah, funk bands. The Police, Right Said Fred, Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians, and Sade. That's Sadie. Sade. Did you count Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians as two different in the Big Five there? Man, what a career she had, huh? It's a two-pack. All right, that makes sense. Tupac. Add Tupac in there, yep. $3 for a buck. No Roxette. Mr. Frank loves Roxette, and you know what? That's probably not a joke. Fading Like Flower is a total banger. I I don't know if I even know. I know who Roxette is, but I was more back in the. I was more Lisa in the Cult Jam with Full Force. I watched something, but I don't remember what it was. So that was interesting. I was like, oh, I got to tell Frank and Nick about this. But then I've not watched this week's episode of Skinwalker Ranch yet. So we'll see. I'm sure they found something very interesting. That's what always happens. All right, try to get to this next page on this story. I'm at about 2,400 words. It's got to be three to 5,000 words, I think. There was a tic-tac. Yeah, pretty much. And all the equipment went haywire. And the one guy, Caleb, his phone went nutty and showed the same exact things on the screen it did the last 2 seasons he did that. Tic Tac is the new wooden spike, yeah. I believe the Blind Frog Ranch one starts again. I think this week or next week. Let me look that up. June 18th, episode 1. Season 5, June 18th. So next week at this time. The season promises bigger secrets and astounding new findings. Interesting. I can't with all your nutty shows that are fun thing, right? One of them I want to watch. They're like, they found the treasure. And I'll be like, boring. I like when they find spikes. How come? Oh, is the secret of Skinwalker they have poopy cell service? I think that might be it. Plus Thomas's head explodes every couple seasons. How come nobody has not bothered to fund the Loch Ness Monster for 10 seasons? That's like a no-brainer. The ball is being dropped. I agree. I'm sure eventually at some point we will have that. I read a thing today that that Chobot who used to be on Destination X. Right, is that Destination X? Oh, there's so many stupid shows. She was supposed to have a new show coming out on the History Channel, a paranormal show, and I guess she did a pilot and it did not get picked up. She's doing the convention rounds though, so Frank, if she's ever in New Jersey, I need a picture of her. Picture of her buttocks. Bah. Ooh, excuse me. I think she'll be in like Utah or something this summer. Charlie Sheen found Loch Ness years ago and kept it hush hush. Aye aye, Captain. I don't remember what I had for dinner last night. It's bothering me. I keep a list so then on Mondays when I do my the week that was, I can tell Nick and everybody what I had for lunch and dinner every day. And last night we ate something. We definitely had food last night. I don't remember. I have no clue. Did you cook or did Shelly? I believe Shelly cooked last. No, 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 no. Shelly was at her mom's till 11 o'clock, so I cooked. What the fuck did I cook? Oh, I know. This noodle and mushroom thing. That's what happened. Nope, that goes there. What bag of stuff did you have? She bought me this, one of those microwavable, the big things. She's like, oh, I went to the store and I saw this and I thought you might like it. It was like, it's like noodles, right? Mushrooms and sausage with the creamy Alfredo sauce. And you basically just combine the noodles in the bowl, microwavable bowl, and then you throw the sausage and all the other stuff on top. Spread it out, and it goes in for like 15 minutes. I was like, yeah, let me try this. And it was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty, it's like a family size. And I ate it, and I was still hungry. No, not like a ramen bowl. It was a square black bowl. But yeah, it had like the thin noodles. So yeah, I guess like a ramen bowl. But not a round bowl. It was a black one. Was it frozen? No, it was refrigerator. Please keep refrigerated. So I kept it refrigerated. And then about 2 hours later, when my wife was still not home, she was still at her mom's, I broke out the frosted mini wheats, and I had a bowl of frosted mini wheats for my snack. And now all the frosted mini wheats are gone. And I probably won't eat cereal again for like a year. And how many bags of Totino's did you eat up as a side? We have one Totino's pizza here, but my wife eats those. I actually had a California pizza company, the Yellow Box, margarita thin crust pizza today for lunch. It had veggies on it. It was pretty good. And then my wife will be home tonight for dinner, which is nice. We are going to have, I don't know, I took out like 10 or 12 chicken tenderloins. Is Elio's even still a thing? I don't know. That's a good question. Let's look that up. So, yeah, so we're going to have something. Elio's Pizza. Yep, still available. 100% real cheese. $4.99 a box, Publix delivery. So it's not... yeah, they're doing some collaboration to celebrate Disney and Pixar's Elio in theaters, June 20th. Let's see if they have any special... they have cheese, they have pepperoni, they have supreme, 5 cheese, sausage and pepperoni, extra cheese. They even have Sicilian-style crust. And breadsticks. So yeah, they're still around. To answer your question earlier, back in the day, the big 4, not 5. Ooh, look at Nick being all saucy. Were Metallica, Anthrax, Megadeth, and Exodus. People didn't get into Slayer until a few years later. I disagree with that. Slayer came out in '83, and we all loved, all the thrash people, we all loved Slayer. Slayer was deeply, deeply in that group way before they started talking about the big 4. I feel like I haven't seen it in forever, but I'm never really looking for it either. Next time you go to the store, Elio's Pizza. I'm going to ask my wife to get me some. I'll put that on my list right now. Elio's Pizza. And then I'm going to eat it and going to say, hey, Frank, thanks. This is friggin' as awful as I remember it. Nick says, now I would say the big 5 are Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, Slayer, and Pantera, with special mention of Paul Abdul. See, Pantera isn't a thrash metal band. Pantera is Pantera. You really can't add them. That was my friend group that didn't touch Slayer until a few years later, a la Wisconsin peeps. Fucking cheesy bastards. See what I did there? Because of the cheese thing. No, I don't think Pantera is thrash at all. Pantera is Pantera. What are they? What were they when we had all those 47 subdivisions? They were like power metal or some stupid shit like that. I just consider them fucking Pantera. Is DRI thrash? Yeah, on 2 albums. They went from 40-second songs to 4-minute songs, and they were awful. DRI was a great fucking hardcore band, punk hardcore band back in the day. Those first 3-4 albums from them are amazing, even though they just kept re-recording mostly the same songs over and over and over. Pantera is more shred metal or just effing metal. Pantera is more an evolution of Judas Priest and Metallica. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, you know, he even says basically he learned how to sing by listening to Rob Halford sing. You can hear a lot of that. You can hear a lot of that vocal choices, or a lot of that Priest. The Ramones and AC/DC have the same songs over multiple months. Yeah, but they changed the lyrics. See, DRI literally like Nursing Home Blues is on like 6 releases. Violent Pacification, it's on like their first 3 albums, and they did like 2 EPs with different songs. And they called both of them Violent Pacification. I love DRI. Still listen to them. So, you know, so there. I never got into it. I got into it because we would go up to New York. Because we would go to CBGB's Sunday matinees. And shit like that. City Gardens in Trenton. We would go. Because I looked older than I was, which was nice. Biohazard is not hardcore. What are you talking about? And then when I started, I was doing like, you know, I was doing zines and I was interviewing bands and stuff, and so I was interviewing a lot of those bands. There was a lot of hardcore bands like Fury of 5, Fury of V, that would play with Biohazard and Mass Psychosis and stuff like that. So I knew a lot of those hardcore band guys. Lucky Pup? You mean Mucky Pup? Yeah, Mucky Pup was a hardcore band. They were a hardcore band that never wanted to be a hardcore band. Chris and his brother wanted so badly to be an alternative band, but they just could never figure it out. Yeah, not one Billy Milano band mentioned. That is true. Well, SOD was hardcore. That was a crossover right there. SOD is the crossover, and I guess MOD you can also, by extension, consider that a crossover. Yeah, Monkey Pup I saw like 400 friggin' times. They played everywhere. They played every VFW. They played every friggin' pizza place and roller rink and everywhere else. It was great. I remember they played Murphy's Law in Long Branch. And they played their set and then they walked off. And then everybody started leaving. And then they came back on. Chris Milne came back on. He was like, where the fuck is everybody going? Nobody's ever heard of an encore? We got like 5 more songs to play. He was very, very upset. And then from that point on, whenever they played there, he was like, well, make pretend we walked off stage so nobody leaves. Like, he was still very upset. Classic. Nick, save some room in your luggage when you fly down from MondoCon. because me cleaning all these shelves here, I literally have 30 to 10,000 books I'm going to be giving away. So if you want any of them, they're yours. As soon as you get here, I'll be like, here, take anything out of these 17 crates, and they're yours. I don't want them anymore. Oh, you want to add to your John Urbansick collection? Here you go. Pretty much anything that I've read already, I don't want. No Robert S. I don't have any Robert Essig books. I have a Ron Kelly book, that Southern Fried whatever one he did, but I haven't read it yet. Yeah, I gotta finish putting these shelves back together so my wife doesn't kill me, and then I gotta shoot a YouTube video of it. I also gotta shoot a video later. I read a book, Red Hook, about the 20s and 30s into the 2000s of the mob in Red Hook, basically in Red Hook in Brooklyn, basically running the docks and everything. It was a very interesting book, very good book. And then he mentions in the book like 3 times the Brando movie, On the Waterfront. And I was like, holy shit, I have never seen that. So yesterday afternoon I put on the Waterfront. I think it's like the number 7 greatest movie of all time or whatever they say. And it was pretty good for a black and white old movie that's 70, 80 years old. Brando was really good in it. Carl Malden was in it. He plays the priest with his giant friggin' nose. Yeah. Like everybody is like, I was like, oh my god, you got the taxi scene is amazing. And I'm like, I don't even know. But then I could have been a contender, all that whole thing. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I knew it was from this movie, I forgot, but... So it was really good. I'm going to do a review on all that later on my YouTube. I should have plenty of room. I'll do the Mr. Frank way of packing and use only a backpack for clothes. There you go. Walton Goggins was not in it, I don't believe, unless he was just in the background. I started that Led Zeppelin doc on Netflix. How is that? I've circled around it a couple of times, but I just can't pull the trigger. There's Michael O'Connell. Michael, will I see you tomorrow at lunch? Tom is not going. Tom is having some issues, so he will not be joining us tomorrow. Halfway through and lots of rare footage. I'll eventually watch it. I don't have leisure time to stand around luggage carousels. Yeah, exactly. Missing out on all the fun, Frank, getting pushed out of the way by Grandma for her to stare at the carousel. Okay, perfect. I was just telling them, Mike, that when you come here for MondoCon in 6 weeks or so now, I will have a shit ton of books I'm giving away. So, if you decide to bring a suitcase with you, I don't know why you would drive across town and bring a suitcase, but if you do, leave some room in it, because I'm giving away a crap ton of books that I've either read or I just don't want. Lots and lots and lots of horror books. Probably the stack right now is probably about 30, 35 books, but it will probably double that. Watching her pick up other people's bags and then not strong enough to put them back on the carousel. That always, you go through and they got to take your shoes off and they anal probe you and they go through all your bags and stuff to get on the plane. Then they're watching you when you come off, and then, oh, here, go grab anybody's luggage you want. It's a fucking free-for-all. Just a free-for-all. Makes no sense. And I have issues, but I'll still be there, and I might even stand around a few luggage carousels. You know what? The Chinese buffet we go to, I think they just installed a new luggage carousel, so that's good. Michael is the kind of guy who would have an extra suitcase in his car just for such an occasion. He has a bug-out bag in case the zombie apocalypse begins. Duffel bag, Nick, they fit more heads. Exactly. Nick is too young to understand how to properly pack for the apocalypse. Oh, good times. Good freaking times. Eight heads in a duffel bag. You know it. I just don't feel like writing anymore. I wrote this morning. I wrote a lot. And I was like, I'm just going to get to the next page on this. But then I'm like, I might not get to the next page. Save your points, boys. Save your Mondo coin. I might just go watch Skinwalker Ranch. How many mics at MondoCon this year? Only 3. I couldn't find any more. Or I would have brought in like 6 more. The goal is to eventually have the dining room table is, if your name is Mike, you're allowed to sit there and pull up a couple of chairs. But otherwise you got to sit somewhere else. You not being here, Frank, is really throwing Shelly, though. She's very upset you're not going to be here. She's like, well, I was going to make this. I was going to make oatmeal cookies, but those are for Frank. I was going to make carrot cake, but that's for Frank. F Frank. Maybe you need a Miguel to mix up. You know what? That's true. Or we can get a Russian, a Mikhail, in here. I think that would. When I return, I'd like to see a mic panel. That would be good. Yeah, no Frank. I like carrot cake and oatmeal cookies. I don't know if you noticed this, Nick. Nobody gives a shit. You're getting what you're getting. And that's all you're getting. Nobody but Frank is allowed to go, oh, I want this or I want that. My doctors have seen the mic panel, but that's it. We're going to do a mic panel, and it's going to be why your parents named you Mike. That'll be the whole panel. And then you guys will tell witty Mike stories. And then you'll tell microphone stories, and then we're done. I'm going to wrap this up. But I'm going to wrap this up, and once again, like we did the other day, for no reason, Agatha Christie trivia. Random question. This is a Miss Marple question. A, B, and C answers. In total, how many works of fiction featuring Miss Marple, including short stories and novels, did Agatha Christie write? A, 23, B, 32, or C, 60? I'm going to need your answers. In the meantime, Nick says, fine, I'll only drink and eat what Shelly buys just for you and act like I don't understand that before my nap. Whatever works. In total, how many works of fiction featuring Miss Marple, including short stories and novels, did Agatha Christie write? Is it A, 23, B, 32, or C, 60? Nick's going big with C. Anybody else? Michael is saying B, and we are locking Nick in the back bedroom. Mr. Frank is also going with B. Correct answer is W. W. Actually, the correct answer is B, 32. 2 winners and 1 huge, huge loser. Thank you for playing along. Agatha Christie trivia. 300 killer questions on the Queen of Crime. Oh, that's so much fun. Yeah, way to lose, Nick. Thanks for ruining it. Nick is getting Frank's room this year because I got to put Chuck in the baseball room because of all the Red Sox stuff. That's just a definite. And then Tom will actually be here from Thursday through Sunday or Monday, and then I guess probably till Sunday night. Next page for no reason, Mr. Frank. Next page. I'll take my rice aroni, please. Yes, now I'm going. Yeah. So Tom will be here, even though he lives 20 minutes from here. He's just going to stay, which is good because I'm like, listen, I'm not picking you up every morning, and I'm not going to worry about Jess getting you here at 9 a.m. every morning. We're not doing all that. Just come Thursday. Come Thursday when I pick up Nick at the airport Thursday. I will pick you up, and then we will head back, and then I will drop you off Sunday night. I guess Nick is leaving Sunday night, and Chuck said he might also drive home Sunday night or Monday. So that would mean if we're doing that, then Tom doesn't need to stay here Sunday night. Everybody will be gone. So there you go. In about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I will have the what Shelley is preparing her the itinerary, including her party. Some of the items that will be available that night, which would be good. Usually want us out rather quick, so Sunday's fast and Monday. Actually, I like you guys staying Sunday night because then we get to sit around and bullshit and everything, and then usually 1 or 2 people stays Monday, and then we go to lunch or something and hang out. So I'm a little disappointed everybody's leaving. One good thing about me not going this year, no hurricanes. You say that, and there's going to be like 12 hurricanes piling up. It's going to be like the Day After Tomorrow movie out here. I love that movie for some reason. Every time it's on, I watch it. Every single time. I'm like, Jake Gyllenhaal, not really a fan. Dennis Quaid, not really a fan. But you know what? That movie, just shit getting ripped apart and people dying and stuff. I like it. If that movie is on, or if Reign of Fire is on, I watch it every time. Those are just great movies for me. I don't know why. Can't explain it. It's just good movies. I hope there's no hurricanes this year. That would be nice. Sharknado's gone wild in New Jersey that weekend. Yeah, wherever Frank is. That's pretty much where the bad things are going to happen. Oh, we're August 8th, and it's the freak snowstorm blanketing the Northeast. I was confused Day After Tomorrow with that movie about the giant super hurricanes obliterating the Earth. That's what happens the Day After Tomorrow. And they don't kill everybody. They do rip through Los Angeles, though. Los Angeles. It's got the chick. It's got Fiona from Shameless in it. It's got dog in it. It's got the brother from Ray Donovan in it. It's got other people in it. Escaped wolves on the boat trying to kill them. You can't beat it. You just can't beat it. You can't. You can try. You can shake a stick at it. Yeah. I'm not getting to this next page here. It ain't gonna happen. I took a good shower this morning, though. I shaved my head, which is nice. I was kind of getting Bozo the Clownish. I think I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to go watch Skinwalker Ranch episode. Then I'm going to take a nice long nap. Back scratcher. But before I do any of that, back scratcher time. My goal is to clean up my office and then keep it cleaned, at least through MondoCon. And on the Friday of MondoCon, obviously we would do Twitch live like we do. I'll also be starting doing interviews probably in July. Mostly crime thriller interviews for my YouTube channel. 20-minute conversations. In the Mondoverse. That's where the helicopter crashed and the guy gets out and freezes like a popsicle. Yeah! Classic. Can we get a Mr. Frank cutout to have him on the Friday Twitch? Yes, we definitely will do that. I'll just take the one that Shelly and I have in our bedroom that is in the middle of the bed between us. We'll just bring that one out. Remind me, Nick, when you get here. Or I'm going to put some clothes on it, too. Oh, just lag. I thought you ended the stream. No. Yeah, but my bitrate is a little bit wonky. It's getting a little cloudy out there. It's supposed to rain very soon. 90 degrees out. Alright, I'm out of here. I will have another video hopefully up this afternoon unless I take a longer nap than I expect. And I also have a package coming as well. I have more K-Cups, different selection of K-Cups coming, as well as a book. So I will do an unboxing later on today as well. See you later, Nick. I will see everybody. Michael O'Connell, if you're still on, I will see you tomorrow. We're eating some damn Chinese food together. Till tomorrow. Were you on, and Michael, when we were talking about I watched On the Waterfront, I believe you were in the background on that movie. Said you were old. All right, everybody.